Before God opened up the door for me to start dating again, you know, and kept me from being invisible anymore to women, and got to date, man, and experience every realm of what dating can be like. Every experience dating can be like, and man, it's been an amazing journey. But I reflect on that period of loneliness, when he had me where I couldn't meet anyone almost to save my life. You know, uh, it didn't matter what I would do, go on dates and again, running into women and communicating these great conversations, whatever, it couldn't develop into anything. And during that period of time, I experienced, that period of loneliness. And it was new to me. It was new to me. And I really didn't know how to handle it, to be honest with you. And it made me think about, others who experience loneliness or may be lonely right now. It's if you feel like, you're alone in this world or whatever, and you feel lonely, understand that, don't feel that way. Don't feel that way. Don't allow yourself, to go to the lowest of lows, and think that that door may never open again for you to meet someone, because it will. It will. The thing is, one thing about life I learned: when you want something really, really bad, you'll never get it. You can never allow yourself to want something really, really bad, because you will never, ever get it. You want dollars, you're going to get cents. And it's the same thing with meeting people, You want this amazing thing, you have this big list, whatever, and you're going to always keep getting, something different. Now, I'll just say that you will not be pleased with. And we have to, can never be in a position where we settle. You know what I mean? And it comes from our, desire to want something so bad. Can never want something so bad. The answer lies within us. We always have ourselves, and that's a big thing to have. It's a big thing to own. You're with you 24 hours a day. You always have you, and sure, can't make love to yourself. You know what I mean? Can't kiss yourself. Can't hold yourself. I get that. I do get it. And I experienced it, man. And it was really, really hard. It was not an easy experience to, go through. And during that period of time, you think all kinds of things go through your mind. You know what I mean? And you think about past relationships. You start thinking about, what mistakes you might have made, and should you have just went with this and went with that, even though you weren't comfortable with it. You start thinking about all kinds of things. You do. And you also look at, your circle, and you say, you look at your circle, and and if it's not a rich circle, rich in the form of bringing everything that you want and need in a circle, then, that affects you too. It affects you too, I looked at it like this. It's a time to grow. You know what I mean? Time to review ourselves and things we don't like about ourselves, not changing things to attract other people, or because, someone may think that's unattractive, I got to get rid of that. No, I'm not talking about that kind of review, because again, that's us, going into the realm of not desperation, but just, again, putting ourselves in a position where we want something so bad. No, I'm not changing myself, for another. No. Change myself for me, because in that period of time, spiritually, it's a time that we can gain. We can come up, you know what I mean? Can really, really excel who we are. It's a time to take our lives to another level. You think about this. Let's say you got someone in your life and they're holding you back. Let's say you got someone in your life, you're not on the same page. Let's say you got someone in your life, they're stuck in neutral and you're in drive, and on and on and on, And, you in your mind you're thinking I could be this far if it wasn't for that. You know, I could be doing this if it wasn't for that. And when you have just you in your life, yes, you may feel lonely because we are human beings, but you look at what opportunity is. It's an opportunity. It's an opportunity to, again, do everything we ever wanted to do to enrich ourselves, to grow, to be a more, stronger person, more powerful person, and just do all of the things that we felt like would hold us back if we had the wrong situation around us, That's just the way I see it. It's the way I look at it, that period of loneliness. And being honest, there are times you might feel hurt. You may feel hurt, you may feel like the world, doesn't want me. You know what I mean? You may feel like, hey, man, that I'm not good enough. Yeah, I'm not worthy, y'all. You just go on. The list is so long of all the things that you could think and all the things that can go through one's mind in a period of loneliness. But it's a time to really do some, reinvent oneself. Time to really, take oneself serious enough to say, hey, and before I go there, it reminds me of another thing it gives one a chance to love themselves. Self-love. Work on, increasing self-love. Real self-love and real light. You know what I mean? Because of the thing about it is, without true self-love, you can never have real love anyway. No way. No way. So if we was just to run out there and grab somebody and grab anybody or whatnot, we just robbed ourselves of a chance to solidify our self-love. I'm not talking about, our conceitedness. I'm not talking about, hey, it's all about me. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real, true self-love. I say that because for me, personally, I remember that, when I had the ugly duckling syndrome, and when I graduated high school, all of a sudden, things just changed. I'm talking about instantaneously. Before I knew it, man, oh, wow, it's attracting, homecoming queen. I mean, the list go on and on and on. It was just a total switch. And before I knew it, I had, just multitudes of girls and women, around me, that wanted to get with me. And, and most guys can say that. Most guys can say that. Most women can say that as well, about once we, get to a certain place in our lives, you know what I mean? Whether it be in high school, after high school, later on or whenever. And it's just like a light switch just all of a sudden went off, and all of a sudden you just attract. You attract. And remember when during that period of time, and I was like, all over the place. And I couldn't, sometimes even get my foot. And I remember that for a period of time, I went to college for a hot minute. Half a semester. You might say it's a big, huge, interesting story behind that. But before I got on the college campus, and within a matter of days, I was known. I was all over the place and trying to have a girl in every dorm, and it was crazy. And I'm going from dorm to dorm every day. That was my routine, And was I taking school serious? Yeah, I was taking it serious. You know, was I flunking out? Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. You know, I was mastering some of it, but some of it I was not able to, you know, focus on. I couldn't focus, you know what I mean? But so when that time period of loneliness hit me, you think, what happened? You know, what just happened? And it just like the light switch went on at that period of time, the light switch went on at that period of time. And just like how I handled, you know, having being having an attraction thing going on in my favor, it had just the opposite effect of not feeling like, you know, I was attractive or whatever. That period of loneliness, man, that period of loneliness, how do we handle it? You know what I mean? How do we handle it? And it's just one of those things where, you know, we have to dig down deep inside of ourselves and realize that we're always worthy, you know, we're always the stuff, you know. I remember I used to go on these interviews and I had this thing, you know, where you need me more than I need you, you know. I'm the catch, I'm the catch. And that was my thing, I'm the catch. And it wasn't by conceited, no. I just realized at a young age that mindset matters. Mindset matters. And if I come in, you know, as I have the advantage and have that mindset, then I do have the advantage. And I'm going to be the one that's going to come out on top. And that's the way it went. It's the same thing, my approach, you know, when it came down to dating. I'm the catch. I didn't turn around here and be always and put myself on the bottom floor and I got to, you know, do all these things, shuffle and dance, just to try to catch you. No, I'm not doing all that. I'm not doing it. Take me as I am, because I'm gonna take you as you are. Unconditional love, that's what I believe in. I'm firm on it, and that's something that even with me, the me now versus me then has not changed and never will change. Unconditional. Unconditional. I take you as you are, you know? But that loneliness thing is a really heavy duty emotion. It is. It's a heavy duty emotion, and it's hard on a body, hard on a mind. You know, it's a solo thing too. So that's the thing about it too, it's solo. You can't call someone and they talk you out of loneliness. You know, it's not that simple. Some go out and get a dog, you know, cat, you know, hamster. You know what I mean? Different things to try to console that feeling within themselves. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you have to be honest with yourself and say, hey, I'm lonely. I'm lonely. And man, it was so weird to me. And I was like, it was almost like on Seinfeld. It's my favorite line. Is when he realized he was crying for his first time. He didn't feel emotion, you know what I mean? That was me. You know, I don't know about emotion, you know. So he felt his face and was like, what is this wet discharge? You know what I mean? He said, are those tears? You know what I mean? And that's how I was with loneliness. I was like, hold on, what is this? What is this feeling? This crazy feeling I'm feeling, this emptiness, you know? That's how you feel empty, right? This empty, like, what is this? This is loneliness. I'm lonely. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm laughing because I remember I was panicking. I was panicking, man. I was panicking. I was like, oh man, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm lonely. Oh my goodness. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? You know, how am I going to fix this, you know? And really what it required me to do is be patient. That's when I realized, what if I was in a situation I really didn't want to be in that was holding me back? And that's when I took that time and started using that time to grow and start being my creative self. And in the end, I took that time and built some of the most beautiful things I had ever created. You know, so it's an interesting approach, true, but it was a necessary approach for me at that time, you know. And in this period here where, you know, God had made me dateless, you know, kept me dateless for a period of time where he needed to show me something, me to listen to something very important, very vital, you know, I experienced loneliness. And it was a very, again, a very hard emotion. And the only thing we can do at that point is we have to determine how we're going to handle it. We have to determine how we're going to, you know, make it something good. You know what I mean? Make it something valuable and still, you know, maintain who we are inside. You know, how are we going to grow inside? So it was definitely interesting period. Glad it's over. Definitely glad it's over. And I mentioned, you know, about having the benefits of, you know, now having this amazing run on the being back in the dating world. But, you know, I'm on the market, and so on the market, how do I know, you know, there's not going to be another dry spell? You know, how do I know another dry spell is not going to come up, and all the things out of this amazing flow may slow down or may come to a stop, you know, for a minute? Am I going to feel loneliness again, you know? And I don't know. I don't know. I don't think that way, you know. My mind, you know, it almost, to me, seemed like it took God to step in and stop that flow for a reason, you know. And I needed it too. I didn't know it, but I probably needed it. Would I have preferred to have that greatest love of my life? Yes, no doubt. But I feel like maybe I was botching it up so bad anyway that who knows, you know what I mean? So you kind of on the fence, you know. We still say if you could go back, yeah, right. But I'm in the real world, and we are where we are. And so yeah, man, that period of loneliness, hang in there, be patient. Don't think that nobody wants you. You know, that's not true at all. It's just that time that a spiritual message is being sent that we have to, you know, grow within ourselves. It's that time for us to jump on some opportunities that we normally couldn't get because we're being held back. You know, it's an opportunity for us to do some reflection within ourselves, you know, and get rid of the junk. Get rid of the junk inside of us, you know, and sometimes clean out a closet of some of our demons. So, you know, that's a lot. That's a loud statement. Those are a long list of things. Not only will occupy that time, but will end up being the most productive time in our life. You know, that period of loneliness. Holler at you later on.